So children, in your textbook, an example is given of Hakim Sheikh, an agricultural laborer. We read about him in last class. He fell from a running train and injured himself, and condition became worse because several hospitals refused him to admit him. So on hearing his case, children, he filed a petition. Okay, he filed a petition with Paschim Banga Khet Mazdoor Samiti versus the state of West Bengal. So that means a citizens complain against the state government. So on hearing his case, Supreme Court, which says that Article 21, please note down, Article 21 is about right to life. Okay. But children, life doesn't mean just animal existence. Life means healthy living. Whatever is needed for a healthy living, the thing should be provided to a citizen. That is right to life, which also includes right to health. Okay, now in Hakim Sheikh's case, he was refused to be admitted. And because of it, what happened? His condition deteriorated. Right? So, the Supreme Court decided and asked the West Bengal government to pay him for compensation for the loss that Hakim Sheikh suffered. Compensation is whatever loss he suffered, that has to be fulfilled now by the state government. And even Supreme Court directed them to bring out some primary health care for rural people or poor people. Okay, so children, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental right is that law should prevail properly. All the fundamental rights should be enforced, because judiciary is a custodian, children, of our constitution. Okay, so I hope all the three roles are clear to you. Now let us see the structure of courts in India. I told you that there are three different levels of courts. At the apex, you will find Supreme Court. Then we have high courts and subordinate courts. Okay. The courts that most people, children, they interact with are subordinate or district courts, which you find at lower level. Okay, these generally exist at district or tehsil. Tehsil, that is small towns or town areas. Okay. Then each state, children, you know that it is divided into districts. So these district courts, they are presided over by district judge. Please write down all these important things. Then each state has got a high court, which is the highest court of the state. I told you to find out about the High Court of Madhya Pradesh. Then at the top, children, we have Supreme Court, which is located in New Delhi, and it is presided by Chief Justice of India. Okay, now one thing very important, children, here, that this structure of court, you will see it resembles a pyramid, which is given in your textbook at page 57. Another thing, decisions which are made by the Supreme Court, they are binding on all other courts in India. Okay, that means whatever decision will be taken by Supreme Court, all the other courts have to follow it. Clear? Now you can read from here, and you can even make your notes. The structure of courts in India. Okay, please make the notes there. Now I'll just explain you, children. There are different level of courts connected to each other in India. We have got an integrated judicial system. That means decisions made by higher courts have to be followed or are binding on the lower courts. You can also understand it through appellate system. Appellate system, which is given at page 58, children. In the first paragraph, please underline there. A person can appeal to higher court if he feels that the judgment given by the lower court is not satisfying. Clear? And even if he feels that at high court his problem is not resolved, justice is not given, then he can approach Supreme Court. Then there is a storyboard given, children, that is of State versus Lakshman Kumar and others. Okay, so that story you will read, children.